My name's Glenn Vickery. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Kiwi Bushcraft and Survival. And tonight, because I just got home from work, we're going to do fish heads, boiled fish heads. So it's quite a delicacy. A lot of people over here in New Zealand like this, as I do. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, cheers, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is pull our fish out. I scored this from work tonight. A lot of people throw these out where I work. They don't like the fish heads and whatnot. So this is our fish head, snapper. So snapper is one of the best fish for boiled fish heads. And what we need to do is we need to firstly gut it. Okay. Normally I do this outside, but because it's quite late, I'm going to do it in here. Alright, so it might get a little bit messy, however. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to come just under the fins under the body here. Okay, and we want to start to cut down like so. Okay, just like that's far enough. Okay, and then from here, what I like to do is also come down this way. Straight down. She doesn't want to cut. Across this way. There we go. Okay. And along here as well. Oh, guts. Okay. And then what we do is we reach down and we grab out all the guts. Okay. So you just get underneath everything. Okay. And just pull it all out. Not for the faint-hearted. You can get in here with a knife, but it's just as easy pulling it all out with your hand. Alright, so you get all the guts. Alright. And she should start looking like that there. Okay. Right. The other thing that I like to do is we've got the what we call the gills, and the gills are in here under here. Okay. So you want to get those out as well. Now I normally like to get my hands in here and just in this part here, and just use my hand to tear the gills off on this side. Okay, these are pretty big gills, so alright, I just rip them off. Right. Chuck it over the other side. Do the same thing, just get your fingers and just get it in there and just drive it in like that, okay, and then just go around it. Okay, then the part right at the bottom here, okay, there's a part just over here where the gills, both the gills come in and they join up there. Okay, we want to get under there and preferably cut it, because it is pretty there. Okay. Alright. Okay, and the next thing we want to do is see if we can pull her out. Okay. Alright, so here's our gills. Alright, and that's how they were looking in there. Okay, so this part here is joined to over here. As long as you cut that off, that's all good. All these parts here, the parts that we drove our fingers into and tore it off. Okay, then we flipped it over. Alright, and we did the other side, tore those off. Alright, this top part here, okay, that last part that we pulled out, that's easy, sort of the easiest part. But you want to get rid of this. You don't want the gills in there. Okay, it taints the meat. Doesn't taste very well. It doesn't taint the meat, but it makes the meal yuck. All right, and it's not very nice. Okay, so that's pretty much the gutting. Okay, you might find a few other little bits still lying in there. All right, get in there and tear it out. All right, not a problem. Okay, so she's looking pretty good now. So the next thing we want to do is turn on our tap. Okay, and give it a bit of a wash. Yeah. Turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Alright, and probably want to just get rid of some of this. Okay, so you get a little bit dirty, but like it's nothing major. Okay, it's not going to hurt you. Alright, so all of this stuff here that we're doing when you're in the field, out in the bush, you can do all of this out there. Okay, so fish heads, a lot of people don't eat them, and yet there's good meat and there's good protein still in the fish. Okay, and when you're in a survival situation, you waste nothing. Okay, you want to waste absolutely nothing. Alright, make the most of every bit of meat and food that you find. All of the stuff here that I've thrown out, all the guts, okay, I wouldn't normally throw this out either. Okay, this gets all used for like bait, okay, as in like eel bait, for anything, okay, trying to catch anything, possums or eels, alright, or even pigs, okay. So everything can be used to draw in whatever you're trying to catch, or anything that you might come across that you catch, okay, because everything out there wants food. So, alright. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, this hasn't been scaled yet, so it's going to probably get a little bit messy. So all we want to do here is we get our knife and we just go against the scales. So every fish has scales that are facing away from the head, alright, to help it to glide through the water and whatnot and protect it. So we want to like take those scales off. It'll just make the eating a lot more enjoyable. So again, normally I would do this outside, so it wouldn't make such a mess in the house, but it's dark outside at the moment. Not really keen to get out there. Alright. So you just want to like thing the scales off. You don't want to be cutting into the meat, but you want to like basically peel the scales off. Okay. I mean, having the occasional scale in your meal is not the end of the world, but it just makes it more enjoyable, without the scales. Onto here. Just be really careful when you've got a sharp knife, alright, because the last thing you want to do is cut yourself. Okay, especially when you're out in the bush, right, in a survival situation. You don't want to make things worse than the situation you're already in. Okay, so it's a matter of doing what you've got to do without making your situation worse. But we want our food to be palatable, which means edible. Or nice to eat. Alright. Alrighty. Looking good. Okay, so all these scales right into there. Okay, so what we're going to do now, okay, they're not going to be very happy with me tomorrow morning with all this, like this, but they'll be happy with the food. Okay, so now we just want to rinse off the scales, okay, try and get as much off as we can. Alright, we don't want those on there. Alright. And our meal. Alright, done deal. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, alright, is cut off the head. Okay? We want to cut the head off. Alright, so all we do here is just basically come across here and cut off the head with the backbone, from the backbone. Okay. I better give them some meat on the backbone, otherwise they'll think, oh. Hold up. Okay, so here's one fish head, okay, and first backbone. Alright, so we're going to do this backbone up again tonight, this one here. And as far as the backbones go, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I've already done a video on that, so if you're keen on that, I'll put the link in for the backbone. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to I'll just do this last fish here. Here's a little one, okay. So I'm going to quickly do that one, and I'll throw this big fish head into the pot. Okay, just going to throw the big fish head in here. Alright, throw that in there. It's all good. And I'll put this other backbone. Got a frying pan. Penny. I'll throw this in the frying pan, eh? Yeah. You can fire this up if you want. Okay. So again, with our little one here, okay, we want to come under the fins here, again, alright, cut it down, okay, we can cut it along here, you can cut it down this part here if you want as well, completely up to you, it's not absolutely necessary. Okay, and then we reach in and we grab everything out. You want to get all the guts out there. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to get the gills out. Okay, so we just break the gills on this side, break the gills. Alright, and then this one, because he's only a tiny wee one, we should be able to just rip it out. Alright, okay, rip it out here. Sorry about that, I hope you could see that on camera. Alright, rip it out. Alright, any gills in here left, rip them out. Alright, all the gills are out. Alright, then we do the last final bit of cleaning in here. Here doesn't. This one here just doesn't feel sort of right to me, so I'm going to leave that one out. Doesn't sort of feel right. Anyway, let's carry on. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is throw some water into our pot. So we want fresh water in there, just fresh cold water. A little bit more. We want the entire whole fish head to be, the water to be over the fish head, eh? As long as the water's over the fish head, it's all good. A little bit more, because it's such a big fish head. Okay, Okay, that's all good. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to throw this fish head on. Okay, so we're going to put it on the oven here, and we're going to turn the oven on. Alright, so you can see there, we're going to put the oven on. Alright, so where are we? Turn it on. And okay, so we want to put that onto high. Alright, so that's on high now. Alright, the next thing we want to do is we want to do some onions. Alright, so let's get into the onions. Nice. Okay, so first thing we want to do, onions are pretty simple, but I'm going to cover it anyway, just in case there's someone out there that doesn't know or is a little bit unsure. Okay, so we just want to peel our onion. Okay, I'm not a master chef by any means, but some people take off the first layer and it makes it easier to, they break the first layer of the onion off and they take the peel with it, like I'm doing now. Okay, see, like that. That's how they do it fast. Okay, problem is when they do that, layer of onion with it, it is faster, but they lose a bit of the kai with it. I don't like to waste anything. But for this, because we don't want to waste time in the demonstration, we'll take off the first layer like so. Okay, so done. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is chop up our onion. Okay, so what I normally do is just cut it in half. Alright, like that, and then put it on the side, and then I just cut it so they're like half circles. Okay, so you're cutting it so they're like half circles. Alright, like that. Apparently you can put these under the water and so they won't spray out at you, give you watery eyes. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to tip these onions into our pot. Okay, so turn around here slightly, and we just want to scrape those in. Okay, scrape those into our pot, and this is just going to help give us some flavour. Alright, last thing that we need is some salt. Okay, just some table salt. Okay, so we want to tip some of that in. Alright, probably a little bit more. Okay, and now all we do is leave the lid on and we'll let it cook. So we cook it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and she should be all good. So what we'll do is I'll just bring you in a little bit closer so you can see it now. Alright, see where it's at. Okay, so that's where we are now. Alright, and that's Penny over there doing the cooking up the backbone. But that's all in another video. We've already done that. So yep, that's what she looks like, cooking up. And what we're going to do is we'll come back in about half an hour, and you can see how she's looking. We'll see you shortly. Okay, so welcome back. And so we've done the about 30 minutes now cooking. Needed the full 30 because it's such a big fish head. But I'll show you what she's looking like in there. Okay, and that's what it's looking like at the moment. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull it out, and we get stuck into a feed. Alright, so okay, so what you want to do, let's get the head. Okay. So I get to have this one all to myself because Penny vouched for the backbone. You want to grab all the onion as well. Okay, look at that. Okay, some nice meat there. Okay, that'll about do us. Okay, just wait there for a second. Okay, so cruise around over to here. Okay, so I'll try and zoom in a little bit there for you. There she's looking there. Okay. So the most delicate parts, or the most enjoyable parts on here are, in my opinion, obviously the meats. The meat's beautiful, and then my next favourite piece on the fish is the eyes. Okay, and then the next part, which if you can get into it, is the brains. Okay, so when you're going for the eyes, what you want to do is, you can see the eye here. Okay, just get your fork here, pull the eye out, okay, and then into it. Get it right in there. Right, here's a good part here. That's a good part right there. So this shell part of the eye, it's the shell, you don't want to eat that. And there's a little white, the eyeball, like the white eyeball. You don't want to eat that, it's not very nice. Okay. Right, white eyeball didn't come out, so it must have fallen out in the pot. So that was beautiful. So some things that you want to have beside you: some water, some paper just to throw all your bones on, and some fresh bread if you want the bread, and obviously some extra salt if you want if you like your salt. So the meat, okay, as you can see here, right, just beautiful. All right, nice piping hot meat. And Shorty, you like fish? Want some fish? No? Mmm. That is absolutely car pie. Excellent. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've learnt some new things. How to cook fish heads, and I hope to see you back on the next video that I do. Anyway, subscribe, like and comment, and we'll see you next time. Okay, thank you.